There we go. I can't hear you, so that's
Thank you.
This morning, you did the job.
Yeah.
You got it ready for us.
Yeah, 1 second.
I think they want to
Good morning. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the prayer and flag salute. Church, behind me.
Yeah. Father, we stand before you here today, another meeting, again seeking your wisdom, your guidance. We'll make many important decisions today. I just pray that as they're presented to us, we would understand them and we would come to unity in making decisions that best serves the people of this county. So we ask your blessings on this meeting in Jesus' name. Amen. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome. Item 4, citizen desire to be heard. On file, item 5, consideration and possible action on minutes of November 6th and 7th of 2023.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, meeting with representative of
6.
6, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Hey, Mark, you're up, brother.
I think y'all have some questions in regards to savings.
Come on up to the...
This is Mark Doolittle, integrated, Grace McMillan with integrated.
Integrated HVAC. I know y'all had some questions in regards to proposed savings for the energy efficiency upgrades on some of the other systems. I know we looked at the 3 out of the county barns and then the 4. I went back over to the fairgrounds again this morning. Those are definitely the oldest. Typically what we see is from 30 to 35% energy efficiency savings on your electric bill. And then I've seen as high as 80%. So it's hard to say exactly what it's going to be. Part of what you want to take into consideration is those are already past their lifespan by double.
The ones at the fairgrounds.
Yeah. So you're also going to have the savings that you would have spent replacing them anyway to go ahead and further other energy efficiency measures that you might take.
Ballpark figure what it costs to replace that?
I was looking at them this morning. If we were doing just the 4 package units only, probably looking somewhere around 11 each up on those stands. Peeking inside of those metal skirts underneath there, it's all flex ductwork that's going down to those returns. That really needs to be replaced. It's not ready for outdoors. Probably looking at somewhere around another $1,200 each for all hard pipe insulated ductwork going down and connecting those two. I know something had been said about pulling those returns up above the flood level. We'd also need to look on the inside and make sure we don't get the return and supply too close together and lose that efficiency by mixing it back in.
If could those units be raised even higher to keep that from happening? And I don't know if I understand exactly what you're saying. But
so your supply is already up at your top plate. You can't really get that any higher. The other option would be to extend those out, maybe do some spiral duct or something to get those supplies farther from the return.
Okay.
But we could definitely look at that.
Okay.
What's a bid round?
Okay, there's 74 or 76,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, we have to do competitive quotes at 50.
But I mean, the grant was for 74,000, 76, wasn't it?
I think it's 75.
75, okay.
But remember, that's a reimbursement,
Right.
and it has to be an approved plan. And I just this week, did they open up the next step for me to even submit paperwork. So.
Okay.
Well, if I remember right, you had said the District 1 HVAC and the heater in the shop wouldn't gain that much efficiency in the big scheme of things. And it's fairly newer unit, so.
Yeah, if they're running well and they're newer, you're not going to have much efficiency gain. I would put that money elsewhere. your oldest systems, especially that should already have been replaced, you immediately save what that cost is because you would have spent it anyway, and you're getting ready to spend it anyway. So that's basically money you would have spent anyway, and you can keep on for lighting, different HVAC systems on the courthouse, or whatever you deem that's going to save you the most money.
But because those other units down there are twice their life,
Yes.
that's where your greatest savings is.
there's-
Both gas and, I guess, gas and electric probably.
Yeah, gas efficiencies on contained package units haven't increased a lot since
Okay.
then, but natural gas is so cheap, that's really probably not gonna be where a lot of your savings is gonna be.
It'll be
But in the
electricity.
cooling, it will be, and in the fact that I can see so much surface rust, your heat exchangers probably look worse than that on the inside. So once again, you're down to the replacement of the systems anyway, and that's just gonna be more money that you can keep forward on energy savings.
Yeah.
Then if there needs to be some ductwork changes or whatever, we could go in and propose something for that.
All right, I appreciate it.
Have you guys have a game plan? You wanna move forward? Or I know it's not an agenda item,
Well, we have to do quotes on it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think just move forward.
I would just say this, I think I would be willing to spend all that grant on that fairground building rather than our others, if that's where the greatest savings is. And for a variety of reasons, I think it's where the greatest need is also. That's just my thought.
And if it's something, unless it's something other than the 4 package units, you won't need that much money. But even if there's ductwork and other things involved, depending on the extent of the ductwork, people that make their own ductwork can get quite a savings on that as well. So I don't think it's going to be, too invasive on that grant money.
and that grant, it is for saving.
Energy.
It's an energy efficient grant that was part of the infrastructure bill.
Mhm.
But there's certain parameters. So I submitted to apply, we were awarded on the breakdown. But now there's an application approval process. And they just opened up for those that are gonna receive a voucher, which is what they're calling what we would do on a voucher rebate is their name for it. And I just got that email this week
Yeah.
to go in and register to see what the next steps in the approval. I don't know if I've got to submit a very specific or what. I haven't got that far this week.
Sound like this project would fit.
But I think this project would fit and it will chew up the majority of the
Yeah.
funds.
If there's any left over, I'd be more than happy to see it used to help Monty's, his situation out there. He's got a smaller unit, I believe, and I think it would be less to do Monty's than it would be to do my yard.
But I think you have plenty out there to take care of the fairgrounds and do monies.
Do you?
We are doing some similar grant work with the city right now, so I'm going to maybe check and see what stipulations were placed on those energy efficiency savings.
Sounds good to me. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, Mark.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir, for
Honored to be here.
sending
Thank y'all for
your
coming.
people out to look at all that and everything. That helps us make a good decision.
We're happy
Of course,
to help.
it has to go out for competitive bidding now. So,
All righty, anything else on HVAC?
What's the time on that? Is there a time deadline?
Yeah, but, I mean, we have time. Like I said, they just opened up how to take the next step, so, but I don't remember the exact date in my head.
Well, I'd rather lock and load and move it on myself.
mhm.
I'll find out what our next steps are.
All right, anything else? Item 7, consideration of possible action on fiscal year 23-24 contract with OSU Cooperative Extension Service in the amount of $134,677.
So this is what comes every year after the approved budget, so we know how much money the contract could be drawn for. It is drawn for what we were able to approve for their budget.
Is this an increase or?
It went up just, I think, a little bit over the previous year, but not much.
Okay.
A lot of people use them. I move that we approve the contract with OSU Extension.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Item 8, consideration and possible action on agreement to rescind lease purchase contract with Warren Caterpillar for the following graders for District 2 and authorize Commissioner Meadows to sign rescission agreements.
So,
Yeah, this is a big mess. I started 4 hours after I was sworn in. We're trying to get it straightened up right now, so.
so if I may just clarify.
Please do.
Jeremiah, Assistant District Attorney, is working on all of this. The items 8 and 9 were at his request and approval. The documentation has not yet been completed to have here today. Once it is, if this item is passed as written, it would not need to come back to the board. Charlie would just be authorized to sign. However, I spoke to Jeremiah the day before yesterday again about these two things. He will review any and every before you ever sign it.
Yeah.
So
I'll make a motion, we approve the agreements based upon legal authority authorizing.
Well, I do have-
Approval by Jeremiah.
I do have a question about this.
Yeah.
Would he be better off just to buy them outright than as to give up the equity that you got built in them?
So, I don't really know the answer to that. I know right now, this next one, we're talking about going into the rental agreements, which is really what we've been functioning as.
Right.
And I will just say this. Under the rental agreement, while my payments go up considerably from what the lease payments were, under the rental agreement, they still warranty everything. They even service it now. And we are continually having these graders break down. So they spend, that increase in payment isn't nearly as stiff as I thought it was going to be if you consider just like servicing one of my graders. It's maybe $3,000. Well, they pay for all that now.
Well, the warranty's worth a mint.
It's worth a bunch.
It is.
It is. And-
I'm just questioning, I just have.
Well, and you may be right. You may,
I'm
I'm certainly giving up all that equity there.
And I don't know how much equity, you would have in
don't know
it.
either.
Just throwing it out.
It was one of those deals that 4 hours after I'm sworn in, I'm presented with a problem. I only saw one solution and went this way, and lo and behold, it really wasn't. Well, initially, the rental program was not on the state contract, and they just got that approved to be on state contract the 19th of last month. Or else we would have really had a problem and had to go out for competitive bidding on this. And mine's certainly more developed than mine would have to determine how we would do that. I might hang from the gallows or something, I don't know, but anyway.
So, did you second Mark's motion?
I will second it, yes.
So I have a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Item 8, consideration and possible action on rental agreement.
I move that we accept this.
So I have a motion to accept, I'll second. Any further discussion?
Thank you
All
all.
in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Appreciate it.
and the same, if any agreements received will go to Jeremiah before Charlie's.
Right.
All right, motion carries. Here, where are we at? Item 10, consideration of possible action on ingress egress agreement with Steve Hahn to enter property located in at 5850 South Triplet X Road.
Yes, I move we approve this. This is out the beginning of one of my goat trails, and we're getting ready to do a lot of work to improve it.
I'll second, we're wrong.
We need a place to burn some trees.
So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 11, consideration of possible action on the resolution declaring the following equipment as surplus for sheriff's office. Damon, any of this stuff driving?
I'm not 100% sure. I have to ask my undersheriff. But if you're interested in it, we'll have
I'm
to-
interested in buying something if it's, decent.
Well, you can't afford what I charge you.
Well, I'll trade you some donuts.
I can make a deal.
Bobby, can you go get some more donuts?
As long as they're not cinnamon rolls, we can work something out.
Sheriff, are those, are any of these vehicles we're talking about the ones stored out at my yard?
I don't know if these are. We've kind of gathered a whole bunch of them up to
Okay.
start surplusing and kind of clean other stuff. We were out at your place with Purple Wave, get pictures of everything.
Yeah.
So that process is ongoing, and within the next month or two, we should have those sold and gone.
Okay. Did it help, did we weed eat around those or anything to? Help.
We did.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we'd done that or not there,
Yeah,
so.
we're gonna-
So declaring this surplus isn't saying where it goes, so you still have an
Right,
opportunity.
yeah. I'd be interested, Damon.
Yeah, we've got 2 vehicles that we're looking at donating to Murray County. They need some equipment, and it's easier to just give them the whole thing and try to piecemeal it. But that's probably gonna come on the first. So,
I'll move we declare this a surplus.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Item 12, consideration of possible action on resolution accepting $19,600 donation from citizens for culverts and shell on Camp Road and Triple X.
I move we accept this. This is out there the same place where we just signed the agreement to be able to have egress, ingress to burn cedar trees and things, so.
I'll second Charlie's motion. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, motion carried. 13, consideration of possible action on resolution establishing the 2023 safety awards for county employees. If y'all remember, we had this and we budgeted for it, and the budget come back good, and we're able to do it if you guys would like.
I'll make a motion, we sign the resolution establishing 2023 safety awards for the county.
Those will pay December 15th.
I will second. Seems to be budgeted for it.
What will they be like in comparison to the longevity pay?
Much less.
Much less?
So by statute, safety awards are capped at $250 per year.
Okay. So, question I have, of course, I didn't know what any of those figures were that, what employees got for the different years there. But we had one situation where we had a person with 2 years seniority get a larger check than 2 different people with 3 years.
Prior service. So,
well, it could have been, but it just had 2 years on the envelope, so.
and she just wrote, the thing on
Okay.
those, by statute, prior service
Yeah,
accumulated.
okay,
And if there's questions, you can check with Tracy. But
Yeah.
also, I think what maybe
Well-
I didn't make clear and what wasn't understood by statute, those are tiered in 2-year,
increments.
right?
Yes.
So it was at least 2 years, but less than 4 years.
Yeah.
At least 4,
Yeah.
but less than 6. So
So that was just her note to herself.
so they may have had 3.5 years, and she wrote the 2 because that was the tier.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That
We
was-
didn't round up to 2.5, right? So, or 3.5, whatever.
So, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Item 14, consideration of possible action on a resolution declaring 2024 county holidays. I guess you followed the state on this.
Well, we do have a couple of exceptions from the state in that we get 89er Friday. And we have still taken Columbus Day each year forever. And other than that, yes.
Charlie, on this, I only get, 250, some of them may only get.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the resolution designating 2024 county holidays.
I will second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on holidays? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries. 15, consideration.
Okay, so 13 holidays, correct?
I think there's actually more than, I think it's 14 actual days. Or maybe more. Yeah.
All federal holidays plus 89ers.
Thanksgiving and Christmas are 2 days each, so.
There's 2 days on now.
Yeah, that's 13 there. 89ers Day, yeah, it's 13. So that's what I've told people, that we've got 13 paid holidays, so.
Alrighty. 15, consideration and possible action on 2024's schedule of regular meetings for the Board of County Commissioners.
And we accept that.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
You'll make sure we all get it.
All in favor
I
say
will.
aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries.
Chairman has nothing for 16 and 17.
Item 18, discussion and possible action on consent agenda items.
We have payroll. There's a second affidavit because she did make an error in calculating the time served for maybe one of the Sheriff's Department employees. So in order to make it on that longevity
No wonder you want to
to
add
issue
that.
another check to make up that.
See, what was
also point out, because it just popped in my head,
Uh-huh.
if your people are just looking at the net amount on that check
Yeah,
as being what was different,
yeah,
people's tax structures will create that.
different, yeah, okay. There weren't really complaints, they just wondered why.
Well, it should be, it's pennies that fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
Like all pennies.
I asked them if their check was big enough to, one of my guys, if it was big enough to buy him a new home. He said maybe a tank of gas.
Yeah, well, you know,
As I suggested, it's better than a swift kick in the rear,
it
so.
was a first time benefit that,
Yeah.
you know, so.
May or may not be that.
Try to make that clear, that is budget dependent 100%.
Yeah. No, you did a good job on that. I heard some real compliments on the food. People enjoyed the food.
And I told Monty the other day, we've had quite a few that have mentioned that they enjoyed it and really liked the food.
Mhm.
We're appreciative of.
The time we got there wasn't any.
Was that a larger than normal turnout?
It was much larger than last year.
Because we
You
ran
know,
real short.
hearing the word check or money tends to incentivize.
Yeah.
Transfers. Charlie needs to sign.
Try this transfer from District 2 to District 3 if you'll sign up for your end.
I might have to take a little time to look at this one. Oh, transfer of funds, okay.
From District 2 to District 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Troy's transferring some as well.
You might want to clarify that since you're on camera. People will take that literally.
He was just transferring within his own accounts.
I think I saw somewhere where the other day where
I've seen
one district
reports.
gets so much more money than the other districts. We get that.
Yeah. And it's posted on the internet if you want to see it.
Well, the truth and facts are hard things to come by on social media.
Okay.
Including those fact checkers. They're hard to come by the truth with them too.
Well, if we sign it.
Just Monty does that.
Well, Chris, do you set up and leave?
Yeah, we got a house fire zone.
So you're the cameraman.
I am, I'm monitoring it from here. So far, so good.
Attention to detail.
I can multitask.
Hey, don't I normally get a close up?
I mean, I can get you one. Walk up to the
That
camera.
will conclude the
Yeah.
consent agenda.
Maybe I'll close up.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda since we signed everything.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. 19, discussion and possible action on approving claims for payment for November 2023.
Do we need to do anything different on this missing receipt?
No, what the note is for that, it was a credit card, it didn't come in. So we're gonna be short 1 month long the next because of the timing of it being transferred.
I didn't start reading why that was always on top.
Hey, ask Lucy, I don't put those in there.
Just initial these, right?
Yes, sir. Hey, good news is it's only one of them.
Hey, that sounds really not that bad.
Sheriff, I gave you kudos the other day when they were down there to everybody who I could about getting the health inspection of the jail and not finding any deficiencies.
Good.
Of course, you'd already told everybody, but either way, that's a good accomplishment.
It's tremendous.
I agree. Very good staff.
Sets a good example and a goal for other sheriffs and their counties or jail trust or whatever. I'm sure glad we don't have a jail trust here. Waste money.
We do.
Well, we do, that's true. But they don't run the jail.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a
I bet they could if they wanted to.
That one's a property trust, if I remember right.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, that's true.
You want these in separate piles for them?
And I'll separate.
I'd entertain a motion on the claims.
I move we approve them.
I'll set.
Say all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Item 20, discussion and possible action on approval of purchase card payments. That's the total amount here. Oh, okay, I got the wrong spot. $7,078.18.
Troy must have been on a spending spree this month.
3,000 to pay the paper.
Oh, yeah, okay. It was worth it.
I'll move we approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that card payment? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Item 21, comments, announcements, questions by the Board of County Commissioners for other county officers and department heads. Sheriff, you got anything?
No, sir, no.
Well, I appreciate you being here. You get a donut?
Not yet.
All right.
I'm letting everybody else have a shot at it first.
I'm counting.
Mark?
I do not.
Charlie?
Well, I do.
Let's have it.
Okay, two things. Been trying to get a time that Laura Glenn could come and do a presentation along with the attorney out of Norman on this this trust that we can invest our money in and have access to it right away. And right now it's paying 4 to 6% interest rates. And we've tried at least 5 or 6 different dates, and at Troy's suggestion, we do a special meeting on this. So I have sent her, tried to call her yesterday, sent her a text, and recommended she pick 3 dates, and we would see what would work on this end for us. And I recommended we try to do it by the 11th of December, not knowing whether or not we're going to have the dates for CD5 next month and ACO and things like that. I thought by the 11th of December that would be before any of those meetings. So she sent me back and said, yeah, absolutely, she will be able to come up with 3 dates before that, on or before that date. I just don't have them yet, but once I do, I'll let Troy know, and we can try to figure out our schedules, the date that it work. I told her also that since it's a special meeting, she'll probably fly in from Atlanta that morning, and since it's a special meeting, we could probably start at 10, maybe 10:30 or something of that nature. And in doing that, I plan on inviting our mayor, our city manager here in Guthrie, probably the mayor of Langston, city manager there. Crescent would be good to come. I'm going to suggest that Miles Davidson come, or at least somebody from Oklahoma County, if they've not been aware of this. Kingfisher County, Rhonda Markham up in Payne County. Invite some more people here to learn about this that all have the potential to be involved with this. And so
The larger the pool, the more money they make.
yeah.
It'll still be proportional by your investment.
Mhm.
So this lady that's over this lives in Atlanta?
Yeah, she travels all over the United States, basically explaining how this works. We have a local attorney that she works with, and so the law was passed last year. It went into effect November 1st, but they are still creating the legalities of it. And one of the questions that we brought up yesterday in the CD5 meeting was, would the funds in CD5's bank account be eligible to go into this also? And time will tell. Once all the, what would I say, the structure of this is finalized, probably my recommendation was yesterday that our Attorney General probably ought to look at that. Someone else recommended our Cindy Bird, or state auditor. I really don't think it's that important for her to do that, because she's not a policy maker. She checks what what we're doing according to the laws, what she does. And so another thing too, they're making special effort to try to make sure the trust that we have will be eligible to put trust funds into this, as well as just the general funds. Another person I really want to come is the county treasurer for Rogers County, Jason Perini, and he's been very active in trying to share with other county treasurers that and county clerks that this has all been designed in a way not to be a heavy load upon them, because they have enough going on as it is. And I don't know exactly all the parameters of that, how that works, but anyway, so trying to, and as soon as I get those 3 dates from her, and I think they're in my phone right now, I just haven't had time to retrieve them, but as soon as I get that, I'll give that to you, Troy, and you can start trying to find out which of our schedules, you know, it will work on and things like that, so.
It's the way I understand it, it's a pool of money. You have to go in with another county, and you can put your funds in this money market account, and you can earn, I think, 5.5%. Your money's not locked up in a CD. Now, when I briefly visited with this lady, she said, you know, if you have a little bit of money and someone wants to offer you 5.5 or 4 more on a CD, I wouldn't tell you not to do it. I'd tell you to lock your money up. If you need your money every day and you want to earn
F&M
money.
is giving that right now as is what Sherry has cut a deal with F&M right now. That is what we are making.
And that's what I was gonna say, in that conversation, I said, well, what about your local banks? And she said, we often will go to your local bank and say, hey, we wanna put a portion of this pool in your bank, if you can offer us the same.
I think that's what we're getting at.
We're not getting that for our CDs and trusts, because they're locked in.
Well, it's because we locked them in.
Yeah, I understand.
But Barry's also been pretty good about letting us have our funds back with no penalties.
Okay, well, I was not aware of
But
that.
on the
And he ought to be
checking
invited to that meeting.
that Sherry has, that, she's making 5.25 or 5.5 now.
That's good
That's not
for
the
checking.
CD. That is our,
Checking, that's fantastic.
and that's, so basically what she told me here a couple weeks ago is Barry is giving the CD rates on
Yeah.
those accounts.
Yeah.
It's why all the interest money that you see input in your accounts each month is as high as it
It
is.
is, yeah. I know she's doing a good job, I really do.
Well, I'd recommend that we invite Sherry and instead of these other county commissioners, maybe their county treasurers, because they're the ones
Yeah.
over the.
Well, all of them, I would agree.
Right.
And,
Why don't you have ACO send out an invitation? Of course, I think they plan on having a presentation themselves at some point, but all the counties surrounding us anyway.
yeah. And so that's the first thing. Second thing is, Monty, when I had breakfast with you before I was elected, and what, you know, I was asking you all kinds of questions. One is, when you share a road with somebody, how does that work and things like that? We just discussed a lot of things. And you brought up the point that working together would benefit all of us. And you gave an example, said if I have a project and I need some of your belly dumps to come help me with the project, if I would come help you, then you could come and help me. And vice versa, with all of us being able to do that. Mark, I think we already sent our trucks to your place one day in an emergency for you to get, you know, some stuff done. So right now, I'm executing as of today, last year's REAP grant. And so I was going to hire Brown Trucking to bring that gravel in, and the cost was unbelievably high with Brown Trucking. So we decided to do it ourselves. And what I would want to ask for both of you, I would like, if it's possible, if you could send your belly dumps over for about four working days, maybe 5. And either I could pay you for the time that we're using them, or we'll just swap out when you need belly dumps. How many trucks do you have?
Well, I actually have 3, but we run 2 every day.
Okay.
Probably just 2.
2, okay. You have 1. Okay. I have 4. And so 7 belly dumps at 4 days would be maybe ideally if we could start tomorrow and Friday, and maybe Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Those 2 days would really help us get a lot of product on that road.
I'll do my best. I'm short the normal truck driver,
Yeah.
and I'm about to open up Charter Oak in a busy area,
Okay.
and I don't want to make a lot of people unhappy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shut it down, and it's
Yeah.
the only way in and out. I have to put a culvert under it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I told the foreman, I want all hands on deck. I want this done
Yeah.
and get it behind us. Now, if I can spare a truck driver, I'll be more than happy. You don't have
Yeah.
to pay me or District 1 anything.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I'd
we're
rather
county
trade out
commissioners.
time,
We're
yeah.
county commissioners.
Yeah.
We work anywhere in the county.
Right. This, probably without your help, I'm probably looking at 15 to 16 days of running our trucks, three loads a day out of Drumright.
So drum right rock.
Yeah, it's Drumright Rock. And so, anyway, I've even asked my men if they'd be willing to work an hour overtime each day so I can make sure I get that third load in per truck. And but with yours, I think what we would do is have you pick that third load up at our yard. We've got enough gravel in our yard to pick it up at the yard and do it that way. You know, and that way I think you could get, your trucks could get 3 loads in 8 hours and not have to run.
So is Zach aware of what's going on?
Yes.
So District 1 foreman can get a hold of Zach and
Yeah.
tell him where to go.
Yep. So, but
I'm sure my guys can be there, but I'll check with Randy to make sure
Okay.
they don't have them planned. I mean,
Okay.
tomorrow's kind of short notice.
yeah, it is. If not tomorrow, if it could be, and the reason I'm saying that, it's supposed to rain, pretty good chance of rain on Monday. So maybe Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Then we've got Thanksgiving, then the following week after that, if we need to go into those days. I need them about 4 days is what I need.
I'll have Randy pull Zach and they can work it out.
Okay, sounds good. So, all right,
What else?
that's it for me.
Really?
That's enough, isn't it?
No, one more.
Well, let me think here.
I don't have anything. I'm expecting the contract on that building to be within a few weeks.
Okay.
So when I have more on that, I'll bring it to the board.
So, all right.
All righty, everybody done? Sheriff? 22, consideration of possible action on adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, for adjourned.
Gentlemen, one last.